Appreciative strategies. Human performance improvement solutions. Appreciative strategies specializes in providing soft skill training in the areas of leadership, communications, and group dynamics. Hello, I'm Dennis Gilbert, President of Appreciative Strategies. In this short video segment, we're going to discuss effective listening skills. Keep in mind that listening skills are one of the easiest areas for us as individuals to improve. Keeping in mind that when you're considering listening skills, that it really only requires you, yourself, working with other people to make a difference. To begin, we want to explore a short listening skills mini assessment. During this mini assessment, please consider that your reactions to the statements are not about right or wrong answers, but they're about your honest and sincere reactions to your everyday listening techniques. So please consider the following statement. When speaking with a colleague, I finish his or her sentences. Which response best matches your typical behavior? Usually, occasionally, or seldom. Please think of the word that represents your typical behavior. In this example, it may seem obvious that our reaction to this statement should lean towards seldom. While we may sometimes believe that we know what the other person is going to say, it is polite and appropriate for effective listening that we allow the other individual to finish their complete thought before interrupting. Let's consider another statement. I look beyond the words the speaker is using to observe mannerisms and tone. Which response best matches your typical behavior? Usually, occasionally, or seldom. Please think of the word that best represents your typical behavior. In this example, our typical behavior should lean towards usually. Please keep in mind that our body language and tone represent a significant part of our communication process. In fact, some studies have indicated that as much as 55% of our body language, 38% of our tone represent the entire communication process, with only 7% being the actual words. As we think about this, and these studies are much more involved than what we have time to explore in this short video segment, but as we think about this, body language and tone represent a significant part of our communication process. So with that in mind, our reaction to this statement should lean towards usually. Now let's try one more. I make quick judgments while listening. Which response best matches your typical behavior? Usually, occasionally, or seldom. Again, please think of the word that represents your typical behavior. In this final example, our typical behavior should lean towards seldom. Occasionally, in our training workshops, a participant may argue this reaction. They may say, "Hey, wait a minute, aren't we paid to make good, quick decisions?" Well, we can certainly buy the good decisions part, and we may be able to buy into the good, quick decisions part. But remember that in this case, the word judgments is not synonymous with decisions. And in fact, if we're forming quick judgments while listening, we are very likely stereotyping or involving some bias that may affect the positive outcome of our reactions. The next time that you find yourself in a two-way communication process, please consider these important listening techniques. Consider that during this mini assessment process, were you being completely honest with yourself? As you provided your reactions to the statements, were you being completely honest? If we were to give these 3 statements to a friend or coworker and were to say to them, please evaluate you in these scenarios, would their evaluation of you be similar to what you identified for yourself? To put it more simply, are their reactions the same as yours? Often in a self-assessment process, we fail to be completely honest with ourselves. And this is a very important part of developing better listening skills. Thank you for taking the time to view this short video segment. I hope that it has provided you with some additional thoughts as you approach your next conversation. I'm Dennis Gilbert, wishing you the best success in the future. Thank you.